In this video, we're going to discover how we can share content in a Microsoft Teams meeting. As you can see, we're currently in this empty meeting, but if we did have some colleagues or someone we were presenting to in the meeting, we might actually want to share something with them. Now, we don't want to share in the chat area and collaborate with them. Perhaps we just want to walk them through a PowerPoint presentation, collaborate or present on a whiteboard, or just show a particular Word document, or just anything on our desktop. The way we would do this is by selecting the Share Content menu in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Selecting this opens this large menu just below, and this is what we're going to run through. The first thing that we have right at the top of the screen here is the ability to actually include our computer sound when we're sharing our screen or an application. Now, when we actually include our computer sound, this isn't the sound from our microphone, so it's not us speaking, rather the audio which is actually coming from the device. So, for example, if we were to play a video in Microsoft Stream or within YouTube, if we included the computer sound whilst we shared our screen, everyone else would be able to hear that. Next, we have the different types of presenter modes. This actually allows us to overlay our video feed directly over the content we were sharing. So if my camera was switched on, I'd be able to be in front of the actual content on screen or by side. Below, we actually have what content we would like to share. So to begin with, we can actually share our whole screen. That's our whole display. Now, if we're lucky enough to have several monitors plugged into our device, we can actually choose which screen we would like to share. So for example, if we had something on one screen that we wanted to share, but on the other screen maybe something we maybe didn't want to share, such as a script, we could just choose to share that one display. Furthermore, if we just had an application window that we wanted to share, so for example, if I clicked on the window, let's just say we wanted to share this particular Word document, we could do this without actually having to share our whole desktop. So this red line here actually shows what your audience or colleagues will see on the screen. So they won't be able to see my taskbar at the bottom of my screen. Once we're done sharing content, the best thing to do is click on the Stop Sharing Content button, or if that's not available, go back into the Teams meeting and simply click on the sharing tray again to stop sharing your content. Going back into the share tray, we also have the Microsoft Whiteboard. This is what it says in the tin. It allows us to collaborate or present on an interactive whiteboard directly within the Teams meeting. So if I click on Microsoft Whiteboard, we're actually asked here, do we want to present or collaborate on the whiteboard? So essentially, presenting on the whiteboard means that no one else is able to edit it. It's just us who are actually putting things onto this space. Collaborate on the whiteboard means that everyone in the Teams meeting is able to write on it. Now, again, this very much depends on what you're doing within your Teams meeting. For this one, we'll just select collaborate as there's no one else within the meeting. From here, we're able to use a variety of different pens from the top, as you can see. And if you double click, you can actually see all of the different colors and sizes you can use. If you're not great at drawing with a mouse or just on a touchscreen device, if you have one, you can also create things like text, reactions, and even go as far as bringing in a full-on document, such as PDFs or PowerPoint documents, into the whiteboard in order to actually annotate and collaborate on. For the whiteboard, we wouldn't click on the cross over here. We'd actually click on Stop Presenting at the top of our screen. Diving back into the menu now, what we also have is content from a camera. Now this here is best on mobile devices. This essentially allows you to show a document on your webcam a little bit more easier, but we're not going to go into too much detail on this today, as I think this is more for mobile devices. Below this, we also have PowerPoint Live. Now we've already looked at how we can share a particular application from the window area of the Sharing Content tab. However, if we're looking to share a PowerPoint, if we were just sharing our screen and we open PowerPoint up, we can actually see all of the editing stuff at the top. And yes, you can make this disappear, but you're only able to see what slides are next. And as the person who's presenting, if you don't have another monitor, you're not able to see what's going on within your Teams meeting. You also can't really see any scripts at the bottom here, any notes which you may have added. And if you can see them, then obviously everyone within the Teams meeting can see them as well, because we're sharing our whole display. Microsoft have considered this and brought in a feature called PowerPoint Live. This allows us to see our notes, slides, and our audience whilst we present. Let's begin by simply closing the PowerPoint that we've got open on screen, and then we'll go to Browse Our Computer. Here's the document that we've got listed, PowerPoint Live. I'm going to select Open. This is going to prepare all of our slides, and it brings us into this area here. Remember, the red box is what content those in your meeting can see, but all of this other stuff here, they're not able to see. Only us as the presenter can see them. So we can see any notes that we've made. So if we wanted, we could do a full-on script in here. We're able to annotate anything on here as well, which people will be able to see. We can control which slides people can see, but also we can see what slides are coming up next as well and navigate around them from the bottom just here. Best of all, we can see what's going on in our Teams meeting. So we can see if anyone's put anything in the meeting chat area. We can also see any participants within the meeting or anyone who's about to join the lobby area. Now, currently, our participants within this Teams meeting will be able to actually move through these slides freely. We actually have to click on this button over here at the top, which means that participants cannot traverse through the slides themselves. We are in control of what they're able to see. Once we're done, all we have to do is once again click Stop Presenting.